I'm Abigail Spooky Beach.
And I'm Alyssa Count Rennick.
And we're the Rennick Twins. A part of the Hayden...
This is Oops, I Arted.
Oh, hold on. Alright, we can cut it.
Should we start over?
No, let's go. And this is Oops, I Arted.
Spooktacular Part 3! You thought because Halloween was over, we were done, but you were wrong!
It's Halloween until Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Forget Thanksgiving.
We nailed that intro. Let me tell you.
We did.
Okay. Bonus story!
That's right. If you guys listened to last week's episode, you're ready for this.
You already keyed in. You already know the secret bonus story. Bah, bah, bah. I feel like we should have the John Cena horns in here.
Can you edit that in? No, we don't have the budget for that.
Alright, anyways, let's stop pussyfooting around this issue here. We're talking about John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy, more specifically, a painting of a man and John Wayne Gacy. Okay.
Is this the one I was talking about in the last episode?
No.
Okay.
No.
Man, that's crazy.
No, I was kind of on edge when you were talking. You're like, I was listening. Okay, so I got this interview from 13th Floor TV, and it's an interview by Rob Galluzzo or Galuzzo. I don't know.
2 L's?
Yeah. So I'm going Galluzzo.
All right, I like it.
Oh my gosh.
I like your choice.
It's a bold choice. And I thought it was really important, side note, to clarify that this is an interview. This guy has met the art director for the gallery we're about to talk about. And this is an interview that I read and have kind of paraphrased into this episode. So I hope everybody's cool with that. That's why I wanted to give Rob all the credit. So, in Burbank, California, there is a gallery called
Burbank?
Burbank,
Okay.
baby.
Sounded like you said Burbank.
Burbank. That's how they say it there.
Burbank.
Burbank. No, they probably say Burbank. Nah, brah. It's like Burbank.
Burbank, bro.
Alright, so it's in like Burbank, California. There's a gallery called the Hyena Gallery.
Oh, that's so haptic.
Yeah, and it's on Olive Avenue. So this gallery's been here about 9 years on Olive Avenue. It's known for its dark art despite the sunny neighborhoods. You know, Burbank is like super
So
upbeat.
Hyena's the edgy art.
It's like the oddities kind of deal.
I'm interested. This sounds like the place that I'd like to go.
Okay, so Rob, I guess, was just sauntering around the neighborhood. He just so happened to walk in to the gallery, and this gallery is known for regularly rotating and showcasing different artists. So, like any other gallery, they have featured artists for a couple months, and then they boot them out and send new people. Rob walked in on the day. They just so happened to be showing a serial killer exhibit in 2006.
Oh,
Yes.
I'd be so in.
Yes. So Guzman said he found the art both mildly disturbing and extremely intriguing, which I think is a really good way to describe serial killer art. Because if you don't know who it's by, looking at it doesn't really give you a whole lot, but then you realize, like, this guy killed 33 kids and he's still painting stuff like this, and it kind of creeps you out, but you kind of like it.
It's similar to, if any of you guys have ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have Jimi Hendrix's art from when he was a child, and being able to have, and some of his art when he was an adult too, and being able to see art is such like a vulnerable, introspective thing.
It really is. It's very personal.
Even subconsciously. So to see somebody that is possibly a sociopath or just wired differently than the normal, I think
or
they're
psychopath.
calling, they have a different name for it. It's like personality separation disorder or something like that.
And speaking on that, John Wayne Gacy swears up and down that he had an alter ego named Jack.
Okay.
And he used to drink a lot. And
Okay.
that's when Jack would come out. And then, you know, he used to binge drink.
He'd
and
black
then,
out.
Yeah, he'd wake up the next day. Oh, I had no idea. I killed them kids. So this painting, Guy Usman walks up to this painting. It's a man. He's wearing a blue button-down shirt. And there's a clown with his arm around the man. And they're in a cemetery. And he's like, just immediately drawn in by this. Gotta know the story on this painting. I wish I could show you this painting. Because it is very creepy. It's like they're posing for a picture almost.
Well, there's a lot of imagery, it sounds like, in that. What was the Pogo the Clown hugging, touching the person, and then cemetery.
Yes.
Are they smiling?
The man is smiling, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so anyways, all of his work to me looks very grade school. It looks like stuff that, you remember when we used to do portraits in elementary school and stuff, and they'd hang the best ones on the wall?
Yes.
That's what John Wayne Gacy's art looks like to me.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, Howard Finster did a lot of folk
There's
art.
a level of sophistication to it. But this one, just the colors and everything and the black outline, it all looks very childish.
Yeah, I think with this type of art, if he wasn't who he was, it wouldn't be
So
anything
creepy.
special. 'Cause there are some really, really, really good artists in prison. I've seen some great articles and read some great stuff about prison art, and there's some really great, fine artists.
I live right next to another apartment complex, and sometimes we get our mail mixed up. And whoever my neighbor is in that apartment complex, they get prison letters. And I got one of them out of my mailbox one time. It had this beautiful colored pencil drawing on the front. Cool. Just all over the envelope. I was like, this is awesome. And then I delivered it to my neighbor. But anyways, so Rob gets into contact with the owner of the gallery, Bill Schaefer. And Bill Schaefer, Rob goes up to the guy and he's like, what's the deal with this painting? And Bill says that the guy in the painting commissioned this painting from John Wayne Gacy while Gacy was in jail. The guy, I never find out his name, the guy.
The guy.
And he was a producer and wrote and directed a movie called Hell on Wheels about a serial killer in a wheelchair.
Are you kidding?
No, not dead serious.
That's like a great series on Hulu, I think, or some.
Well, this was
channel.
Probably a low budget movie from the 90s.
This was all.
So he was writing Gacy to get some serial killer insight. You know, he wanted the truth perspective. This alone sounds like the plot line to a movie. It's like, I'm writing a movie, I'm writing to a serial killer to get information about the movie. But Gacy liked to play mind games. You know, he's got a lot of free time in prison. He was trying to manipulate the guy.
He's already manipulative.
Yeah, so he was trying to be like, it feels so good. No, I didn't do it, but if I were to do it, maybe you should do it kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
But this guy was luckily much smarter, put up with Gacy's antics. So that's all we know about the guy for now, is that he produced that movie and he got this painting commissioned, and the painting came with a lot of letters of correspondence back and forth. For about 6 months, they talked before Gacy finally sent this guy the painting. But Bill Schaefer, the guy who runs the gallery, he got the painting from Arthur Rosenblatt, who is a big-time collector. And Rosenblatt was going to open a museum of justice and oddities with Jonathan Davis, whose name probably sounds familiar because he's from Korn. Mm-hmm. And anyone who knows anything about true crime memorabilia knows that Jonathan Davis was a huge collector of true crime memorabilia. He had Who's Bug? Someone's beetle, right?
He had... I believe it was from the, I can't remember what it's called. Email us if you know what the heck you're talking about.
He has a lot of murder memorabilia. They were going to open up this museum. They were going to have a TV show about it, but it all fell through. So Rosenblatt was selling a lot of the art. Schaefer became fascinated with the guy in the painting because he's sitting there like staring at the painting. He's like, why would you get a painting commissioned by Gacy and then get rid of it?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm making up the narrative in my head that he died or something, and
it's way better than that. Okay, this is like the best story ever. So one day, Bill Schaefer's hanging out at the Hyena Gallery, and this guy walks in. Okay, he walks up to the painting and he says, "Where did you get this from?" And then he said, "Why do you have this?" And Bill Schaefer, goes through a spiel. He's like, well, I'm a big fan of true crime memorabilia. And the guy, I'm assuming, interrupts him. He's like, nah, that's me in the painting.
Look, points to his face and points to the painting.
Yeah, so Rob Guyusman asks Bill Schaefer if the guy looked like the guy in the painting, and he said no. He didn't look like him at all. Didn't look like him at all. So Bill Schaefer's like, yes, I finally met the guy. I have a million questions running through my head right now on what to ask him. And he finally asks him why he got rid of the painting. This is the kicker. This is the cherry on top, okay?
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
My wife didn't like it.
It's better than that. Okay.
Okay.
You're on the right track though. Okay. This is verbatim. He said, oh yeah, the thing is, I got rid of it. I started producing porn and I had it in my office and it really creeped out the girls.
I bet it did. Just him standing in a cemetery with a clown, and if those girls had any idea.
Can you imagine you sitting in the office, you're like, who is that?
Well, and think about it. It was all over the news during that time period, so if these girls had been anywhere near a TV or a newspaper, they've probably seen the paintings or something similar to it.
Yeah, and it might have been a little more fresh on the mind, but I could just see me going in, pretend I'm some basic porn star in California, I walk in the office and you're like, what is that? Who is that painting? And the guy's just like, oh yeah, that's John Wayne Gacy painting I got commissioned a couple years back. So anyways, let's look at your resume here. And they're like,
Wasn't that like the serial killer?
Didn't he kill like 33 boys? Yeah, anyways.
Also, I just looked it up. It was Ted Bundy's bug.
Yes.
So you're on the right track.
Okay. So Schaefer, after he heard that story, kept it for a couple months and then he sold it. He said the guy coming in just kind of put in that creepy energy back into it.
Yeah.
And after keeping it for a couple years, he just felt like it was time to.
Okay, so when he encountered the man that commissioned it, oh man, this is a real.
Everything's come full circle. He's figured out the whole story of this painting.
He's like, yeah, I think it's time to let it go.
I think I'm good.
I've learned enough.
So yeah, that is our
bonus story.
What do you think? I thought that was worthy of a whole episode.
I thought that was really awesome, and it took a lot of like twists and turns.
I know, right?
I liked it.
When you hear about that story, you're like, are we ever gonna meet the guy that commissioned the painting? And then just to hear his reasoning,
he just busted up in there one day, like, oh, serial killers, huh?
Oh, hey, hold on a second.
Wait just a minute. Where did you get that?
Could you imagine? I bet his heart dropped into his butt. He was probably like, oh my god, I thought I'd never see this painting ever again, and here I am.
He came full circle.
Yes. This is all just a big
circle,
crazy story.
All right,
about a guy who just threw away a painting because his porn stars didn't like it.
You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play. Our new stuff is on the Hayden T. Collins YouTube channel. We will be posting our stuff on YouTube, I promise. Email us if you have any questions or concerns at oopsiartedpod@gmail.com, and we'll see you guys next week.
And this concludes the Spooktacular!